Hey guys, just a quick announcement before this video begins. The 1000 Golden Eagles giveaway I did about a week ago now. Sorry for it taking this long to make a video about it. I've been having some IRL issues. Anyway, yes, congratulations to Lulz the Combine. You have won 1000 Golden Eagles. I'm sure that is an amazing prize, and yes. So, anyway, on to the video. Hello BBros, and welcome to a video on some of the vehicles that are going to be added in 1.53. We're going to be looking at a dev block that was just released today. I will be doing videos on some of the other vehicles that are going to be added in 1.53, but this is just the British tanks that are going to be added. Of course, they are all in fact premium. They haven't finished the main tree yet, so we're only going to be getting premium tanks for now. But that does mean we're at least going to be getting some British tanks, and I'm certainly going to be buying myself a few of them. So, starting off with the lowest tier 1 at tier 1, we have the Cruiser Mark IV, or the A13. Now this awesome looking thing, I have to say this is one of my just all-time favourite British tanks. It's basically, well, it's not actually a cruiser. It is a version of the Cruiser Mark IV with thicker armour. As you can see around the mantlet, it has an extra panel. But the reason I'm going to be getting this one, I'm assuming it's going to be the equivalent to, say, the T26 or something like that. Or, well, probably more like the BT5. As a premium, and this is going to also, as you can see, be giving some very cool decals. Now, this tank in British history was quite an early British design. It was used throughout the African campaign. It was also used not so much during the invasion of Normandy, but I'm sure there probably were a few that were used in reserve. Anyway, it's armed with the British 2-pounder gun, which is an extremely fast-firing anti-tank gun. It's not the best penetration values or damage or anything like that, but it is extremely fast-firing, which when you're in a tank as fast as this thing, it is a very fast little thing. I'm not entirely sure what its top speed is, but it's probably very similar to the BT7. You need a gun that can fire fast more than you need a gun that can do a lot of damage just in case you miss. So yes, I'm definitely going to be buying myself one of those. Looking forward to that. On to the next one. So the next British tank that is going to be added in this update is the 17-pounder M10, otherwise known as the Achilles. Now this thing is it's a copy-paste. In fairness to Gaijin, it's not a copy-paste that they came up with, it's a copy-paste that was real, but it is just an M10 Achilles with a British 17-pounder gun on the front, which is to say it's probably a lot better than the normal Achilles, but normal M10 rather, but I'm probably not going to be buying one just because it is so similar to the M10. I didn't really like the M10's playstyle anyway. Turret turned too slowly for me, but it does have some interesting decals with it, however. It's got the Desert Rats emblem, which is making me want to buy it, but I know it's going to be too much. It's probably going to be a tier 2 or 3 premium. Weirdly, it's got an American star on the front, which, I mean, in fairness, there were probably quite a lot of British tanks that used American emblems in places just for clarity. Well, you know, those Americans will shoot anything that hasn't got a big white star on the front of it. But yes, so that's going to be interesting to see on the battlefield. Probably not going to be much more of an adversary than the M10, but you should keep an eye out on that gun. Anyway, on to the next tank that is going to be added, and this is a tank that is extremely famous. It's one of the most famous Allied tanks of World War II. the Sherman Firefly. This is one of the few tanks that could penetrate the Tiger 1 at non-suicidal... What? No, that's not a word. Words. I need my words. Non-suicidal ranges with the British 17-pounder. As you can see on the back of the turret, there is a very large radio box, which was to accommodate the space needed for the 17-pounder. Interestingly, this tank specifically has Warsaw in the name, which makes me think that it's probably Polish, looking at that writing on the side, which also makes me think, since we've got quite a few premiums in other trees that have specific names to them, it's entirely possible there is still going to be a Sherman Firefly in the normal tree, so I'm going to hold out on buying this Sherman Firefly until I see whether or not there's going to be one in the default tree. But yeah, this is definitely going to be an awesome tank to look out for on the battlefield. Yeah. So, the next tank. This is a tank that there is no way I am not buying this thing. So, it's definitely not going to be in the normal tree. There has only ever been one of them built, and that one is currently at the Bovington Tank Museum, which I've seen, and it is awesome. It is a very late modification of the Churchill, and it is the A43, sorry, Black Prince, and this thing is just sexy. Just look at it. It's such an awesome shape. It looks surprisingly modern for a modification of the Churchill. Obviously it is still a very similar design to the Churchill, so it is still a very slow tank, but armour wise and design wise it is just beautiful. I'm just gobsmacked by this thing. It's awesome. I mean, I've seen it in World of Tanks. I haven't actually unlocked it yet, but when you look at it in World of Tanks, it's just not the same as seeing a tank in War Thunder. And I mean, when you see a tank in War Thunder, it could be a real image, really. War Thunder really have done extremely well with their graphics engine and their tank models. One thing I've always found, though, when I'm actually playing the game is objects just don't seem quite settled in their environment, like they have two straight edges or something like that when they're moving on the screen. Like my tank just looks like it's a little bit added on, like it's been photoshopped into the image, and I'm sure that could entirely just be because that I've got my graphics settings on too low, but either way, the War Thunder graphics do look amazing. Anyway, enough about War Thunder graphics. So yes, that's the A43 Black Prince, which I am definitely going to be buying. Looking forward to seeing a lot of the new British tanks that are going to be added, and hopefully many more in the future. Oh yes, something I forgot to mention, the Black Prince is armed with the 17-pounder gun also, and it's probably going to be at tier 4, possibly tier 3, depending on premium matchmaking and stuff like that. Anyway guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.